Hey guys, what's up? Toboloco here, and today we're going to go through my predictions for the Africa Cup of Nations 2019, the third tournament I've gone through predictions for. There's so many in June, there's so many. If you're wondering why there's a Jamaica shirt hanging up in the background, it's because I couldn't find any more pins for my other football shirt, so I was thinking about putting like football shirts across this wall sort of thing, you know, a good backdrop rather than just have my clothes in the background sort of thing. And I don't have my Nigeria shirt yet, so I just thought I'd put the Jamaica one up there, why not? Anyway, Africa Cup of Nations. It starts on, I believe, the 22nd or something, 23rd of June. Goes all the way through until July. It is being hosted by Egypt, who are the most successful team in the Africa Cup of Nations. They've won it countless times, but the current holders are actually Cameroon this time round. They were going to host it, but they got their hosting privileges revoked after they couldn't really get the standards of stadium right. So it's sort of like they couldn't build them properly and stuff like that. They struggled, so they just gave the hosting rights to Egypt. But a few debut nations. I love debut nations in tournaments. You have got Madagascar, Burundi, I hope I'm saying that right, and you've got Mauritania. And I don't know anything about those nations apart from I played as them sometimes on FIFA 14 World Cup. 3 new nations for the Africa Cup. We'll see how they get on. Players, well, if you want to go through players in the Africa Cup, you've got so many. You've got Salah, Mane, Aubameyang, Ziyech from Morocco. He's been doing fantastic at Ajax. Mahrez from Manchester City and Algeria. Keita as well. Debut season for Liverpool, done alright. Joel Matip, just a few notable facts that being hosted in Egypt in the summer, in June, it's extremely warm, and I know what you're going to say, oh, but Toby, you know, these African players, they're acclimatized to it sort of thing. No, that's not the case at all. You saw it in the Champions League final. We had tons of African players at Liverpool, and they still couldn't really play that well because it was so damn hot in Spain. What's it going to be like in Egypt? Usually the Africa Cup of Nations is actually in around January sort of thing. That's why you didn't see like Salah or Mane get called up to their respective national teams, because they moved it, and I think that was a good plan actually. So anyway, without further ado, let's predict this. I don't want to go into too much detail. I haven't really got much news. There isn't much on Google or Bing or anywhere like that about news about Africa Cup of Nations. So let's predict the groups. There's more groups, which means more little flags I got to edit in, which means more work for me. Yay. So you've got Group A, which is Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Uganda and Zimbabwe. Now, not knowing much about African football, I'm going to try my best, and you can have a go at me in the comments if you want to, but you have to say maybe that there are some strong teams in there. I don't know how good Zimbabwe are. I'm not too sure about Uganda as well, but I know Democratic Republic of Congo are fairly decent. I've been told that several times in the past. And Egypt, of course, are Egypt. They're pretty decent as well for an African team. So, the top spot is probably going to be contested by Congo and Egypt, like it is, as it says in the group. Probably for me, I'd say Egypt top that group. I think so. I think Egypt could top it. And then I'm going to go Congo second. And then, see, out the other two as well. Probably Zimbabwe third and Uganda fourth. I don't really know too much about them, so it probably could come down to what they do in that against each other sort of thing. They could pick points off of Egypt in that. I mean, Egypt weren't very good at the World Cup, but they were playing better opposition than they are playing in the Africa Cup. I think they'll still top it though. So you got Egypt top, Congo second, Zimbabwe third, and Uganda fourth. Okay, so Group B, going on to Group B, you've got a debut nation, 2 debut nations in there, are Burundi and Madagascar, Guinea and Nigeria. Okay, so out of those 4, I really feel that Nigeria could absolutely blaze this group. I think the talent Nigeria have is pretty decent. So I think Nigeria top, 100%. Now you've got these mismatches, which is Burundi, Guinea and Madagascar. Now, I don't know how good Guinea are, but I'm fairly sure Keita plays for Guinea. So, I mean, I'm not just basing it on him, but Guinea are going to have a little bit of an advantage. Madagascar, I'm not really too sure of. They're fairly new, and so are Burundi, to this, this Africa Cup of Nations stuff. So, I'm going to say, just to be different, I'm going to say Madagascar second, Guinea for third, and Burundi fourth. So Nigeria first, Madagascar second, Guinea third, Burundi fourth. Fairly sure if Madagascar qualified and so Burundi, that they could actually do something against Guinea. I don't think Guinea are that strong, surely not. But I'm just basing this off of my knowledge, which is probably very little of African football. But yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Now you got Group C, which is going to be quite an interesting one. You've got Algeria, Kenya, Senegal, and Tanzania. Wow. Okay, so you got to think the strongest teams in that group have to be Algeria and Senegal, right? Algeria have got good talent, so have Senegal. Senegal impressed me in the World Cup so much. When they beat Poland, I just didn't expect it at all. So I'm going to say Senegal top and Algeria second. Has to be, right? I mean, looking at that, you can't see anything else other than that. Then I'm going to say probably Kenya third and Tanzania fourth. Maybe you could switch those two around, possibly. I don't know, but I can't see Algeria and Senegal dropping points against Kenya and Tanzania. Surely not. It doesn't look like it to me. And it looks like there's a golfing class between those two teams and the other two teams. So that's my prediction. You got Senegal top, Algeria second, Kenya third, and Tanzania fourth. Okay, so you got Group D now, which is being widely considered as the group of death for this tournament. And let me tell you why. Because you've got Ivory Coast, Morocco, Namibia, and South Africa. Three very strong teams in there. Namibia I don't really know much about. They seem to be the weakest of the four. But I would say probably out. Someone's got to go down, and I think it's gonna be my obvious choice here is gonna be, I think Morocco might top that group, and then Ivory Coast second. Then you've probably got South Africa third and Namibia fourth. The reason being is because I don't really know much about Namibia, other than I just feel that they could be weaker than Morocco, weaker than Ivory Coast, maybe on par with South Africa maybe, but that's what people have been saying, that it could be a little bit of a mismatch. But yeah, people are saying that it's a group of death in this tournament, so I'm just going to roll with it and say, yeah, Morocco top, Ivory Coast, South Africa and Namibia. Okay, so Group E, you've got Angola, Mali, Mauritania and Tunisia. Now, haven't really seen much of Angola since the 2006 World Cup. That's such a long time ago. You're talking about 13 years ago. Mali, don't really know much about them either, to be honest. Mauritania, I have no idea. And then their debut nation. And Tunisia, we saw them in the 2018 World Cup. They did fight admirably against England. I mean, you could say they got scabbed out in the last minute. But you'd say that Tunisia are probably the strongest in that group, probably. So I'm going to put them top. And then I'm going to say... I'm probably going to say... It's either going to be out of Angola or Mali, isn't it? It's going to be out Angola or Mali. And I think... I'm going to say Mali. I'm going to say Mali second. And then I'm going to put Angola third. And then Mauritania last. Again, I really don't know much about Mauritania, so I'm just going to put them at the bottom. So if you are from Mauritania, I'm sorry. So Group F, you've got Benin, oh, why am I saying it weirdly? Cameroon, Ghana, and Guinea-Bissau, or Bissau, whatever, however you say it. It's slightly French, I believe. Another pretty dodgy group with these sides in. Remember that if you come third, you're not necessarily out either. You can still get the best record and stuff. So the teams that I do put third can still go through. So you got Benin, Cameroon, Ghana, or Guinea-Bissau. You have to think either Cameroon or Ghana might top that group. I'm going to say Cameroon. Cameroon. They got really good players like John Matip, that Abukar, or whatever his name is. He's pretty decent. Then I'm going to say Ghana second. Ghana second, I think. Potentially. I don't know how strong Benin or Guinea-Bissau are. I would say Benin and Guinea-Bissau are probably on the same level, dare I say it. You can tell me I'm wrong, I don't mind. It's just random predictions I'm just going off of, you know. It's fun to come back to the video after the tournament and go, oh, he was right about that, oh, he was wrong about that, or whatever. But yeah, Cameroon top, Ghana second. I'm going to say Benin third, and Guinea-Bissau fourth. Benin, I only know one player that plays for Benin, and that is Ceci de Almeida. He played, I'm fairly sure he plays for Benin. Yeovil Town player, or was a Yeovil Town player until they got relegated. So that's what I'm basing it on. Just the fact I've seen him play. I've seen one player play, and it's like, yeah, put him in third. But anyway, that's my predictions for the Africa Cup of Nations. Do you agree with them, or do you not agree with them? I want to know what your opinions are. Every video, it's really good to get that feedback, especially on prediction videos, because I predicted like the Gold Cup, for example. I had a few North Americans come in and say, actually, what you said there was kind of correct, but this and that, like, sort of thing. And I like that. I like getting that feedback. So it would be cool if I can get maybe some Africans, like some Egyptians, or I don't know, Nigerians come on and say, well, like this is slightly right, or this is completely wrong, or something like that. That's what I like hearing on this channel anyway. So yeah, this has been Toboloco. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Why not give it a like and subscribe? That'll really help me out. Keep it loco, and I'll see you again for the next video.